My name is Orlando Vargas. I am one of the certified addictions professionals at House of Freedom. And House of Freedom is a substance abuse treatment center located in Central Florida. We've been around for over 22 years, helping old families and individuals that come to our treatment. To give you a little background as to what we do, basically we do a little bit of everything, but our main target or our main product is residential treatment for males. Basically, we have short-term and long-term programs where basically we treat all components of an individual, that being the biological, psychological, social, and spiritual aspect. Because we do believe that you have to, take that approach when you treat addiction. Addiction is a very complicated illness, if you could say, because a lot of times, the individual it's resistant to the treatment as to opposed to a cancer patient, for example, or somebody who's diabetic. So therefore, it's very critical to really engage the patient as much as possible, because that way they'll have better outcomes. Part of the things that we do is, we do individual therapies, we do group counseling. We have certified counselors that do that, those therapies and those curriculums, which are evidence-based. We have licensed mental health counselors, psychiatrists. So basically, we have the whole component or the whole spectrum that's needed in order to really have the latest technology and expertise available to treat each individual. We have, like I said earlier, we have short-term and long-term treatment options for the patients, because we do understand that 30 days, a lot of times, it's not enough for a brain to heal, right, and to really get back to where it's supposed to be. Even though not everybody has the time to perhaps spend more time, but we do have that option, and those patients who do decide to stay 30 days and then transfer back to their homes, and we do offer outpatient and partial hospitalization and other things. And in addition to that, House of Freedom is also CARF accredited, so that kind of sense provides some peace to some other patients that come over, knowing that it's a facility that has been accredited and has been around for a while. And at House of Freedom, we've had great outcomes throughout the years, because we do have a very dedicated staff who's very passionate about what they do. The counselors, a lot of them have actually gone to the program themselves, so they really know what it's like for somebody that has this problem of addiction, what they're going through, so they can meet eye to eye and really help the individual meet their goals. That's basically what we try to do. And in addition to all the things that we've done, we've recently added an integrated approach with the aiming clinics, because we do utilize a comprehensive approach where we want to see all aspects of an individual. And what better way than using a brain spect, right? Because when you do something like that, you really not just know that drugs are bad for you, or that perhaps they can have negative consequences, but you're actually seeing it for yourself. I remember a couple of months ago, we brought one of our patients to the clinic, to the aiming clinic, and the first thing he said after he went through the whole process and saw his brain spec was, "It's not the same thing somebody telling you that drugs are bad for you than seeing it yourself." When he saw that brain scan and when he saw the damage that the drugs had caused on him, that was really a game changer, if you could say, because after that, his denial went down a lot more. He didn't feel like there was something wrong with them. There was no shame, right, in knowing that perhaps he had made some mistakes. And nowadays, he's still doing great. He's actually clean and sober, and he's actually seen a great improvement from that. And hopefully he can get his follow-up scan done so that he can see how it's been before and after. But he's seen some great improvements. And like that, I have a lot of other testimonials of a lot of our patients who have gone to the treatment and gotten the brain spec. We've recently again came from Florida not too long ago, and we had some patients that had been in a long-term treatment for some time, and they were about to transition back to their homes, and they got the brain scans because they wanted to make sure that they were at their optimal level, and it was great because when they came over, they were able to see how their brains were actually healthy. Even though we were not able to get a brain scan before and make a comparison, still, they were, based on their history of drug use, we're actually able to see how beneficial the treatment and how effective it was. So, even though like I said earlier, we do individual counseling, we do psychotherapy, we do recreational therapy, we have so many different things that we do at House of Freedom, but adding the Amen methods has really enhanced what we do. And one thing that our patients particularly like about the Amen method, it's the natural supplements. I know a lot of patients that come to our treatment, one of their goals is to stop taking medication, right? And although that's not necessarily the goal, right? The goal should be to be in their best emotional state, right, and physical well-being. But having that option, it's really a great option to have, because a lot of times they go to other treatments, and the reality is a lot of times they're over-medicated because they're prescribed, 5 to 6 to 7 medications where perhaps they don't need as much, or perhaps they're looking to taper down from that and have something more natural, like the supplements that are usually recommended with the Amen clinic. So that has been another great benefit where our patients has really embraced what we do there. In addition, we have a personal trainer as well at House of Freedom that does a lot of physical conditioning and wellness. One of the other things that we seen our patients really like is coming to a doctor and actually talking about your diet. Nowadays it's very rare for you to see any doctor talk to you about what to eat, how to exercise. Basically, a lot of times you come to a psychiatrist, they sit down with you, they give you medication, and they leave, right? And that's about it. But here, we've seen how the doctors really care, and they really look at the person as a whole. They really care not only about their biological health, but also about their social life, about their spiritual life, and all the components that really compose of a person. So we very much agree with that, because before we started working with the Amen clinics, we did a lot of that. We did a lot of focus on eating healthy, on taking care of your body, on being spiritually well, and actually engaging in activities and your social life, so that way that could enhance your emotions and help you in so many ways that we've seen that can help. And the other thing that's really set us apart is nowadays we use that comparison that Dr. Amen says about how do you know unless you look. And that to us is a reality. And when we first came across the Amen clinic information and Dr. Amen's information, it really made sense to us. It made sense. How do you know unless you look? And nowadays it's true. Psychiatrists, most of them, are still diagnosing how they did 100 years ago. Basically, they're guessing, right? I mean, they're just asking questions, to see symptoms. But when you have a brain SPECT, you actually get a clear picture of what's going on. So it's not like you're just guessing. I mean, you're actually seeing what's going on internally in the brain. You can actually see the blood flow. You can actually see the different areas of the brain that are overactive and underactive, and that just really allows us to target the areas that need to be targeted and be just more effective. One thing that I tell usually my patients is, well, how do you know that you have an overactive or underactive cerebellum? I mean, there's no way that you can answer that unless you get a brain scan. And when we explain this to the patients, they like it, and they agree. They're like, I wouldn't go to a mechanic if he didn't look at the car and see first what was the problem in order to fix it, right? I mean, and a lot of times, nowadays psychiatrists, they prescribe, without really knowing, and it's just really troublesome, right? Or one could be worried about the practice, because how can somebody, right, prescribe you something without really knowing what's going on and what effect that could have? because that's one thing that it's clear that Dr. Amen talks about, which is, the treatment that we provide to our patients could help them, but it could also make things worse. So a lot of times you have to be very careful that you don't damage the person, more than what they already damaged. So that's very critical and important to keep in mind as well. In addition, in House of Freedom, we also have a study lab where we actually help our patients go to school, finish their GEDs if they have to, or become personal trainers or mechanics, whatever it is whatever goals that they have in life. We really work close to them to help them achieve those goals and become that person that they want to be. So, for anybody out there who perhaps is looking for residential treatment, House of Freedom is a great place. We have a great relationship with the Amen clinics. They've really been great, and I've really enjoyed working with them. We've already been working close to 2 years with the Amen clinics, and I would highly recommend it to all the other providers who perhaps are seeing this video that haven't taken this approach. Definitely they'll see a lot of benefit to it. They'll see a lot more fidelity in the patients following the treatment, and it's just a win-win situation. Like I said earlier, the bottom line when it comes to this, it's just making sure that the patient gets the best treatment possible. We believe that that's the bottom line. If they can have the best treatment possible, that's really what it comes down to, having them really, achieve the goals that they're seeking to achieve. House of Freedom has been working with the Amen clinics for about 2 years now, and one of the benefits about the Amen clinics, it's the affiliate program that they have. With that affiliate program, you get you have a lot of resources and a lot of good information that really helps you treating your patients. One of the things that we have to understand is that not all patients are equal, right? And identifying the types of addicts that there are really helps you target and help the individual to the best possible level that you can. And with the affiliate program, not only do they give you like the clinician's toolbox and discounts on the natural supplements and MindWorks, but you also have like a partner, a partner that's with you in the treatment and another source of information that can really help you out. So for any other providers out there who perhaps are considering joining the Amen Clinic affiliate program, I highly recommend it. It's actually been very beneficial to us, and that has transcended into being beneficial to the patient. It's definitely worth the money, and really, you could see it perhaps as another source of income, if you like, that you could actually have with supplements and with other things that they include in that program. So it's definitely worthy if you're considering doing that.